Good morning, children. Welcome to session 4, Story of Microorganisms, part 2. Already in previous session, we studied about some topics like how this Edward Jenner prepared a vaccine for the smallpox by using this child, and even we studied about how the soil microbes help in improving soil fertility, especially the microorganisms like bacteria, like rhizobium, then a Nasta, Cannabina, Azotobacter. So these bacteria help in converting atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds like nitrites and nitrates and supply them to the soil. Thereby, they improve the fertility of the soil. And even we studied about BT, which means Bacillus thuringiensis, and it can be used as a biopesticide. Then we studied about the activity, how these soil microorganisms decompose. There's a biological waste. Biological waste means the waste materials which come from the living organisms like plants and animals. Like say this, we in that activity we took the waste materials like paper, plant waste, and even kitchen waste like vegetable peels and all things, right? So this is what we studied in session 3. Now let's come to session 4. In this, we are dealing about harmful microorganisms. Already we learned that microorganisms are present everywhere. That means in air, water, soil, inside the living organisms and outside the living organisms. And not all microorganisms are completely useful or completely harmful. Already in up to previous topic, we studied how the microbes are useful to us. That means two different types of living organisms. And in this topic, we're going to deal how these microorganisms are harmful to us, right? And now these microorganisms, different types of microorganisms cause different types of disease in the plants, animals, and also livestock. Livestock means like sheep, goat, camel, and then even cow, ox, buffalo. All these things together can be called as livestock, which means like pashulu, pashulu, like, okay. And even these microorganisms also spoil the items like food, clothes, paper. Have you seen now and then you can find that when you are eating the food of yesterday, now and then your mother is warning that don't eat that food and it is giving a bad smell like that. Okay, so what is that? That food is said to be spoiled food, right? And how the food is spoiled means because of microorganisms, and we should not eat that kind of a spoiled food, and it is very, very dangerous, and that condition can be called as food poisoning, right? And even this cloths and paper are also spoiled by these microorganisms. And have you seen the paper which was used by your father or your grandparents in the olden days? So when you observe that paper is a little bit yellow in color. Have you seen? And even if you fold the paper, then there it gets cut into pieces. Have you seen? That's because of these microbes. Okay. So in this way, these microbes cause different types of disease, and the microorganisms that cause disease, which can cause a disease in the living organisms, those microorganisms are called as pathogens. Pathogens, right? This is very, very important definition. What are pathogens means? The microorganisms that can cause disease in the living organisms. Living organisms means it may be a plant or an animal or any other living organism, right? So they have to be pathogens. And how these microorganisms enter our body means by many ways. And even this is very, very important for the long answer questions. What are the various methods that microbes enter our body, right? So actually by some methods like air we breathe. Already we learned that they are present in air. Nowadays we're all wearing a mask when we go outside. Why? Why means whenever a person coughs or sneezes, the microorganisms are released into the air, and that air becomes contaminated. Contaminated means air or any substance with harmful microbes can be called as contaminated. So when that air is taken by any healthy person, then what happens? Then these microbes also enter. Okay, that's why to protect ourselves from this coronavirus, we're all wearing a mask when we go outside, right? So through the air they enter, and the next water we drink. Water we drink means inside the water also they're present, and that's why. So whenever we need to drink the water, it is better to boil the water. So always it is better to drink a boiled and a cool water, but directly we should not take the water, right? And food we eat, whatever the food we are eating, that food should be healthy. That means mostly the children, they like to eat the food items from outside like a pani puri, the next bhajis, bonas, like this. Okay, but it is not wrong to eat them, but before we take the food, we should see that whether those food materials are prepared in hygienic conditions or not, right? Or whether they are properly covered or not, like that. Okay, and then what's the next one? Direct contact with the infected person. Direct contact means through touch. So here you can see the picture. So here when we meet with the people, we shake hands, and the next even, so among the family members, like between the parents and the children, we can find a very close contacts. Okay, if anyone is suffering from any disease in a family, then automatically because of this close contacts or physical contacts, see, the other people also get disease. So what we call this means, this is called physical contact. Physical contact. Okay. Then what's the next one? That is articles used by the infected person. We are using different types of things in our home, like our glass plates. So here you can see the picture. So here we're using this glass plates, then spoons, all these things, right? So if these items are used by this infected person, then they should not be used by the healthy people without proper cleaning, right? And even through the cloths. That means in some of the especially in hostels, so with the boys and girls, what they do means they like to exchange their clothes. Okay, so it is not good. And even this towels. In some houses we can find that the same towel is used by all family members, right? It is not good. And even there's handkerchiefs. So all these things they should be individual, got it? But we should not share these things by all, right? Okay, so these are the ways how these microorganisms can transfer from person to person, and even by these animals and insects. Animals means especially say this a cow or then a dog, like these things. Okay, we rear some of the animals, and we maintain those animals in our home along with us, right? So through that animals also some disease can transfer, and even insects. Insects means like common insects which are living along with us, like mosquitoes, then houseflies, right? These are the various ways, like by air. What's the first one? Air. The next through the water. The next food we eat, and the next direct contact, and then infected person articles, and the last one animals and the insects. Okay. Now and then you can find in our family or in our classroom that when a child is suffering from cold or something, then so even other children also get the cold. How it is possible means when there's an infected child coughs or sneezes, there's a disease causing microbes enter the air, and so the air becomes contaminated. And when that air is taken by the healthy child, then automatically he also get the disease. Okay, that's why whenever we are coughing or sneezing, what you have to do, we must cover our mouth and nose. That is a good thing. And even, during this corona time, we can find that many film stars and many social workers are advising us. So while you are sneezing or coughing, cover your nose and the mouth like this. Have you seen? Right. Okay, that's a very good habit. And the next one, see, some of the disease can spread very easily from an infected person, to healthy person. And such disease can be called as a communicable disease. When we take this corona nowadays, so this is also a kind of an example for a communicable disease. Why? Means it is very easily spreading from one person to another person. Okay, so such disease which can easily spread from one person means infected person to healthy person, that is said to be communicable disease. Okay, and here we can find some examples like common cold, conjunctivitis. Conjunctivitis means it is the eyes becomes turns into red color, then more itching and continuous watering of eyes like this. Then swine flu, typhoid, smallpox, chickenpox, TB, tuberculosis, and even we can say this corona, right? So all these are said to be examples for a communicable disease. Got it, children? Right. Okay. Now let's come to the next topic. So have you seen these pictures? Right. Okay. Then now some insects and animals carry disease-causing microbes from an infected person to healthy person. For example, you want to go to Karapa. Then how do you go? That means you go to the bus stand and you get onto the bus, and then that bus will carry you from Pridhutu to Karapa. Right? Here, bus is called a vector. Or a carrier. Okay, and you are a microorganism. Okay, in this way, some of the animals, they carry the microorganisms from one person to another person. Okay, and such animals or insects can be called as vectors or carriers. When you observe these lorries, over the lorry you can find one sentence that is a public carrier. Have you seen that? Public carrier means they are especially meant to carry the luggages from one place to another place. Okay, that's why we call them as public carriers. Right? So here, these insects or animals can be called as carriers. Okay. So what are the examples? Means when we take this malaria, you know well that when you get a nicotine, which microorganism cause malaria, then you say that it is a mosquito. That is wrong. Actually, malaria is caused by a parasite. That means a pathogen. It is actually a protozoan, single-celled animal called Plasmodium. When this Plasmodium enters our body, then we get malaria. But how this Plasmodium enters our body means not by itself, but it takes the help of another insect. What is that insect? Means this is mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. So female Anopheles mosquito carry this Plasmodium from infected person to healthy person. Got it? So here the mosquito can be called as a carrier. And what is the Plasmodium? Plasmodium is a pathogen. You got the difference? Plasmodium is a pathogen. Why? It is causing a disease. So it is a pathogen, and here mosquito is an example for the vector or a carrier. Got it, children? You got the difference between pathogen and vector? Yeah. Okay. Then the other one, typhoid. Typhoid is also caused by a pathogen bacteria, that is Salmonella typhi. It is the name of a bacteria, and but this bacteria is transferred from patient to healthy person by this a common insect, that is a housefly. Right? So here bacteria is a pathogen and a housefly is a vector or a carrier. You got the difference? Right. And generally you can find these mosquitoes in our home at night time mostly. But where these mosquitoes are living means mostly these mosquitoes are living in stagnant waters. Stagnant means stored water. When the water is stored for a long time, then that places will become shelter for the mosquitoes. Okay, that's why, see, in order to remove or in order to eliminate these mosquitoes, we should not store the water for a long time in our home or around our home. Okay, and we should not see that. So when any waste parts are present, we should not allow the water to store in that waste parts or the flower parts, and even in the tiles inside the tile you can find a gap. See, so even in that gap also sometimes this rainwater stored, and that becomes a shelter for the microbes. Okay, and even the bowls like this. Got it? Okay, so to control these mosquitoes, we should not allow the storage of water inside our home or outside our home, that is in our surroundings, right? And in the olden days, this malaria was considered as a very, very dangerous disease. Now we are not at all worrying about malaria. Why means very powerful medicines are available, and within 1 week we can completely cure this malaria and we can set right? But in the olden days it was very, very dangerous, especially in countries like Africa and even in India, right? So if any person get malaria, the remaining people, they mentally decide that that person will die. That person will die. Why means in those days there was no medicine at all for the malaria. Okay, that's why many of the people, some lakhs and lakhs of people were died because of this malaria. But for the first time, a scientist by name Ronald Ross, so he discovered that there's a female Anopheles mosquitoes act as a carrier for the malaria, act as a malarial parasite, that is the Plasmodium. So he did all his research where that means in India, that to be in Secunderabad, and because of his great work and research, so he got Nobel Prize in 1902. Got it? And this is very, very happy news for us, even though he's that means a foreigner. So this scientist did all his work in Secunderabad. Why means, so as in India, this malaria is very, very common. He came to this India, and that to be as his total family was working in the military. They were in Hyderabad, in Secunderabad, and that's why he conducted all his research in Secunderabad, right? And in your textbook there is a complete in annexure you can read out the complete details about this Ronald Ross. Got it, children? So here the insects and the animals which carry the disease from one person to another person, they are called as the vectors and the carriers. And which cause disease, they are called pathogens. Okay, right? And Ronald Ross is the scientist who did the research on this malaria, and he got Nobel Prize in 1902. Right? Now come to next topic here. Now we can find the three types of mosquitoes actually. This is a female Anopheles mosquito. And this is a Culex mosquito, and this is a Aedes mosquito. These are the three types of mosquitoes we can find, and we can find both the sexes, male mosquitoes and female. Which mosquitoes are dangerous? Which mosquitoes are biting us? Means only female insects bite us. Why means their food is our blood, not only our blood, all the vertebrate blood, right? So that's why if any mosquito is biting us, we can say that that is a female mosquito, right? And this is the scientist Ronald Ross who carried out his research on malaria, right? Okay. Now, houseflies. Houseflies are very common in our home and also in our surroundings, and but even these houseflies are very, very dangerous, and they are responsible for spreading different types of disease, especially this typhoid, cholera, amoebiasis, like this. Okay, So how they are able to spread the disease means, say for example, when any person is suffering from disease, see then they may spit, or they may vomit, or they may go for the lavatory like this. Say for example, this is the vomiting. So in this vomiting we can find this bacteria. Now this housefly come and sit over this shit. So what happens? All this bacteria gets attached to this housefly body parts, like especially say this legs, then wings, all these things, right? And now think that this is the food material. So when the same housefly come and sit over the food, then what happens? Then automatically all this bacteria will be added to this food. So now the food is contaminated. Contaminated means we can find the disease causing microbes inside the food. Okay, so in this way, these houseflies are responsible for spreading the disease from infected person to healthy person. Correct. That's why. So we should not. It is better not to take the food which is prepared outside in unhygienic conditions, and which are not completely or properly covered like this. Okay, children. Okay, so this is the way how this houseflies cause a disease, and actually where you can find this insects like houseflies means, they breed in a garbage. Garbage means a waste. Okay, so if we keep our surroundings in a dirty conditions, there we can find the mosquitoes. So that's why if you want to control this houseflies, what you have to do means from time to time we must remove all the waste materials which are present in our home and also outside our home. So by controlling this houseflies, automatically we can control the disease caused by this houseflies. Got it, children? Okay, that's why. So always it is better, now and then you can find these festivals. When we take this Hindus festival, for every month we can find 1 or 2 festivals. So especially why these festivals were arranged by this our forefathers means, especially for this purpose. When there is any festival very soon, then what we do, that means our mother and even our sisters and brothers, they clean our home, and they remove all the waste materials like this. Okay, just for that purpose they arrange these festivals. Correct. That is the main reason behind the secret of these festivals. Got it, children? Okay, that's all for today's session, and have a nice day. Thank you.